Scatter, your key to the blockchain. Signatures, identity, reputation, and security for everyone. The opinions expressed in this show are not the opinions of our sponsors. Hi everyone, this is Jenny. I'm also known as TopKpop, and this is the EOS Very Cool channel. Today I am joined by a wonderful woman. Her name is Angela Palmer, and she is actually from BlindBlocArt, which is a BP on the TELOS ecosystem, I guess you could say, the TELOS blockchain. So I'm here to speak with her. So I would love if I could get her to introduce herself. So I'm just going to paste this. She's going to tell you a little bit more about her. Just one moment. Okay, here we are.
Yeah, hi, my name is Angela Palmer, and I'd like to mention that I'm a deaf-blind artist, and thank you for having me on for an interview.
Thank you so much for coming on. Very excited about this. Okay, so we did lose video, but that's okay. We're going to keep talking to Angela here. So Angela, I would love to know, how did you get involved in blockchain and why specifically TELOS?
I have some very good friends that recommended that I join Block, that it would assist me in raising money, and I picked TELOS as it is an equal distribution across the board.
Wonderful answer. Love that. Friends are always fantastic. Okay, so my third question is, I would love to know what you are currently working on.
I'm currently working on improving my art, which is wheel pottery, sculpture, and mosaics. I am also working on TELOS to try to make money to open a studio.
Oh, that is wonderful. I love seeing it go into real world things. So my next question for you is, could you share more about what your project on TELOS stands for and how it gives back? Because I have read a good little bit about it. But I'm sure people would love to absolutely know a little bit more.
My project stands for improving and increasing awareness of arts in general and around the world. It also stands for disabled people being able to do arts as well as non-disabled people, and giving back to the community. Um, it depends on which community we're talking about. The community outside of TELOS, I hope to make enough money to build a studio and teach kids art for free.
Oh, I love that. So I would love to know, outside of your project, what is something in the TELOS and or EOS mainnet kind of ecosystem that you are looking forward to in the next little while?
Okay, I think there were two. One of the main things I'm looking forward to is the TELOS going up in price, hopefully in the near future. And I'm also looking forward to when the speed of the block increases through the multi-thread.
Mm. I love that answer. Wonderful. I love it. Your answers are so concise. And that's taking a bit of time. I'm going to give you another question, which I'm sure you'll answer very, very quickly, of course. The women across all private and sister chains based on EOSIO are increasing in numbers. What are some more ways that we could get more women involved in our communities?
I think the main thing is to encourage and spread the word and encourage women to join TELOS, even though it's a male-dominated community. The men are willing and more than accepting of the women to join. And if the women are not technically inclined, they will still train them as well as support them in their endeavors.
That is such a positive, encouraging answer. Yeah, absolutely it is. Absolutely. I think, I fully agree. I think everyone, women, men, anyone needs to feel a little bit of encouragement to, join something unknown to them, such as blockchain. Okay. So my next question is, do you feel that there...
I hope it works that way.
I hope so too. I do hope it works that way. And I'd love to know if you feel personally that there are any challenges for women in this space at the moment. I know you have your own set of challenges, but yes, as a woman in here, I'd absolutely love to know what you think about it.
I do not feel that there's a whole lot of challenge. As I mentioned, the men are willing to be of assistance and be supportive to the women. So I honestly do not feel that there's going to be too many challenges other than the women's own possibly misconceptions that they won't fit in.
Oh, very good point. And it's something that I know someone's addressed before as well. And yes, I think some of us are definitely guilty of that. But I love that you have a different outlook than others. So I'd love to also know, let's say we pivot a little bit away from the women aspect of it, even though this is a Women of EOS interview. What are more ways that artists, such as yourself, can get more involved in this ecosystem? I know we're seeing things like Pixios and a bunch of others come up, and there's lots of content creators, but I'd love to know what would bring more artists to get involved.
I think the biggest thing is to spread the word, possibly through art organizations in different colleges, that TELOS and EOS are willing to help fund artists, and if the artists want to get involved in the community. I believe that there's possibly a great market out there for artists and funding, if we can get more artists involved.
Ah, fantastic. Fantastic. I love the real world aspect of that. Wonderful. And I know this has been a very different kind of interview, but I'm so glad that you have taken the time to sit down with me to do this. So I do have,
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I do have one final question. And I would love for you to share anything that you feel comfortable speaking to me about, or that you'd like to talk about. Really, if there's anything that you'd like to mention, yeah, anything. Really, the floor is yours at this point.
I appreciate you having me on here. Yes, I'd like to give you a little bit of background. I was actually born sighted and hearing. I have a disease called Usher syndrome, which has made my sight and hearing decrease over the years. For a while as an adult, I was on the production line and decided that I wanted better for myself. So I went to school to get my master's degree. Um, just when I started off, I was hit by a truck, which really set me back quite a bit because I could only take maybe 2 courses at a time because it was too stressful due to a head trauma. It also accelerated my vision and my hearing loss. So I finally graduated and was working on getting my hours to become a marriage family therapist. I got my master's in counseling when suddenly in 2011, my hearing just dropped for no apparent reason. We tried to figure out what the problem was and never really did figure it out, other than maybe it was my Usher syndrome deteriorating or getting worse. So for about 2 years, I was in a severe depression trying to figure out what I was going to do. I was already blind and could not understand words at this point when my hearing dropped. I finally decided to take some art classes at my local community college, which was quite frustrating in the beginning because I used what's called tactile sign language. I was just learning that as well as learning the wheel. And I've stayed with it even with my frustration and have come on the other end feeling that I'm becoming a pretty good artist and I want to give back to the world or the community at large. And I'd really like to teach people to become more comfortable around others that have disabilities, especially deafblind, as we are very isolated in our world. And one of my biggest goals is to start off with kids by helping teaching them that they can see with their hands and open a whole new world for them as well.
Wow, that's I'm going to type this out because I know if you've been kind of paying attention to this interview, Angela has, I believe, a Braille machine. So she, when I type it in, I type all the questions, and she's able to reply back to me. So I just want to say that's amazing. You are honestly a very brave woman for many reasons. The fact that you want to give back and help others, um, and that you are sharing your experience and asking others to try and understand a little bit about it is wonderful. I have to say that. So, um, yeah, I mean every word. So I know it's going to take her a moment just to read it, but um, I'm so thankful she's sharing her journey with us, and it's really cool to see it. Her have some people that are supportive in her life, and to get her onto blockchain and to find a way to give back is fantastic. It's so fantastic.
Thank you so much. It's hard being isolated, so I realized I have to teach others around me. Oh, and I want to mention that there's actually a blind block art donation. If anybody wants to donate TELOS to the cause, they're more than welcome to.
Wonderful. I love that. Love that. Um, so what I'll do is I'm going to get the BP name and the links, and anything else that you guys would like to give me so that I can put them in the YouTube description. That way, if people like to hit you up for, give you donations or vote for you as a block producer on the uh, Telos network, that'd be fantastic.
I appreciate it. Thank you so very much for interviewing me. I was rather nervous about this, but I'm very excited now. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
I am so thankful you took the time, and I know this has been very different, but I am so glad that you guys reached out. Absolutely. I can't say anything more. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this, and I can't wait to share this with everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
This episode was brought to you by Scatter.